If you have lost income or know that you're going to lose income, don't make the common mistake of drawing down your pension or 401k and giving it to creditors. That's the biggest mistake we see. Your creditors can't touch your pension. You should not use it to pay off credit cards or mortgage or car payments, and if you draw it down, you have to pay taxes and a 10% penalty. Don't touch your pension, 401k, or IRA for debt. Another common mistake is to wait too long before seeking the advice of an experienced bankruptcy attorney or a licensed credit counselor. You may think you know what you're doing, but a professional who has seen 1,000 cases like yours was a valuable friend when you are deep in debt and knows more than you do. Do not put your faith in a mortgage modification that you may not get on your own and use your mortgage money to pay credit cards. You may be better off filing a Chapter 7 or 13 immediately when you're overloaded, instead of searching the internet looking for topics posted by anonymous authors who may not have your best interests at heart, or worse yet, may lie to you to get your money. Illness, injury, or death in a family could also cause problems. It's difficult to work full-time if you're ill, so your income may be reduced. If you're hurt at work or in an accident, you may fall behind until you're back to work. You may need both an injury and a bankruptcy attorney or a law firm that handles both injury and bankruptcy cases. If you have a chronic illness such as diabetes or high blood pressure, you may have used credit cards to buy medical supplies or supplement your income. If you can't repay that credit, you may need help in budgeting for future medical bills out of future income, not credit. Chapter 13 may be useful if you expect more medical bills in the future, since it can be converted from a repayment plan to a discharge plan if you get more bills or can't work in the future. Can you pay medical bills to doctors who are treating you even if you file bankruptcy? Yes, you can. So if you have questions that you think will keep you from getting out of debt, make sure you ask a licensed bankruptcy attorney right away, and the same thing goes before going into a credit counseling plan. Long-term illnesses can be complicated when it comes to debt relief. If you have a chronic condition, filing a bankruptcy won't eliminate any future debt. It'll only discharge medical bills up to the date of filing. Credit counseling services can help you organize your medical bills into a repayment plan, but the additional bills can cause your payment to increase. If you have a chronic illness, it may be better to wait until all medical bills come in. Bad luck or lack of insurance can cause debt. It's something that nobody plans. Anyone can find themselves with big debt balances and little income to pay off the balances. You may be tempted to let your car insurance lapse while you pay credit cards. If your car is damaged when you have no insurance, you may not be able to get it repaired or get a replacement car, so you may lose your job. You may even get arrested or have your license suspended. Bankruptcy may be able to solve those problems. Many people don't have life insurance, so if they pass away, their families are left in debt. One item you should budget for in the future is term life insurance. It's cheap, and it may help your loved ones a lot. Sometimes someone else may cause you to fall into debt. So whether your situation's your fault or not, do not be too embarrassed to do something about it. It's like going to the dentist. If you put it off, you'll be in more and more pain until it gets unbearable. Helping others is another big cause of debt. If you co-sign for someone, you may be forced to pay that debt when they didn't pay. Sometimes you want to pay a debt that you asked for a cosigner on, but need to get rid of or manage other debts so you can take care of the cosigned debt and protect the cosigner. This is a problem that can be solved by various kinds of bankruptcy and credit counseling. Can you get credit again after a bankruptcy? Yes. In fact, Chapter 13 and also Chapter 7 are very useful in obtaining a mortgage modification, and buying a car can be done while in a Chapter 13 repayment plan. Chapter 7 bankruptcy means you have little or no debt, and you will be able to qualify for VA and FHA mortgages after 2 years with a credit score of 580 if you otherwise qualify. So if you're overloaded with debt, don't worry about your credit score. It probably looks like you're rich right now. You know you're not. Creditors will want you to get into debt again after you get out of debt. So your focus now should be getting out of debt and learning how to save money and spend wisely. After you file Chapter 7 or 13, you must take a 2-hour debt management course to get a discharge. So you'll learn a lot about how to be smart about creditor and credit in the future. The bill collectors want you to refinance and finance, and after you get out of debt, you will be their target again, so be careful. You will be able to get into debt again. Chapter 13 or 7 may actually help with mortgage modifications. If you're seeking to reduce your payments or loan balance on a residential mortgage, filing Chapter 7 or 13 and some kinds of credit counseling may help. It's important to reduce your debt load so you can afford to keep your house. Neither a bankruptcy nor a licensed debt reduction program should affect any loan modification, especially under programs like the recent mortgage settlement with major lenders or under other programs like HAMP. In fact, in 1 week, my law firm received over 70 loan modification offers for our clients who had filed for Chapter 13 debt repayment. So, managing your debt in or out of bankruptcy can help with mortgage loan modification and sometimes refinancing. For instance, you cannot be denied a HAMP modification because of a bankruptcy filing. The mortgage servicer must work with you or your attorney to obtain any required court order or trustee approvals. The servicer has to extend the trial period as long as necessary to accommodate delays in obtaining court approvals or receiving your trial period payments when they are made to a trustee, but they're not required to extend the trial period beyond 2 months. So there's a maximum 5-month trial period. If it's extended, you should make a trial payment for each month of the trial period, including any extension. If you're in an open Chapter 13 and you're current with your HAMP trial period payments, your mortgage company cannot object to the confirmation of your plan. They can't move for relief from the automatic stay or for dismissal of your Chapter 13. And whether or not a mortgage was reaffirmed in a bankruptcy does not matter for most programs, including HAMP. On the contrary, you need not have your personal liability on a mortgage survive to be eligible for HAMP, and if you did receive a Chapter 7 discharge, you are eligible for HAMP, if otherwise eligible, if the debt wasn't reaffirmed, and they have to put language in the mortgage modification that says, I was discharged in a Chapter 7 proceeding subsequent to the execution of the loan documents, and based upon this, lender agrees I will not have personal liability on the debt pursuant to the modification agreement. So, if you find yourself overwhelmed, you can readjust your budget to wait for your luck to change. If you find yourself in debt again, there are warning signs for a person to seek debt relief, and some of these warning signs you may have now. If your monthly payments are over 25% of your take-home pay, you're only making minimum payments, you can't afford car insurance or necessities without borrowing more, or you don't have savings or life insurance, if you're tempted to cash in assets like a pension, IRA, or 401k to pay creditors, you have bill collectors calling. These are all danger signs. If you're struggling, it's time to do something about it. Your current plan is not working if every time the phone rings there's a creditor asking for payment. Getting into debt is the easy part. The difficult part is changing the way you think about money management to help you through difficult times. Divorce, job loss, medical bills, bad luck are a few of the causes, and there could be others. So it may be time to do something.